So I usually get hooked to the productivity videos. Whenever I see them, I'm always hooked to it. I keep watching them. I keep going through them endlessly. And there are some really great channels which talk about it, and it all makes sense in the video. This particular episode is not against them. But with all these productivity techniques, where will I go? Or where will you go? Or what will happen? And what actually happens to these techniques? Like the amount of time I've spent watching these productivity videos and the amount of times I've actually worked on them or applied them in life, it's questionable. The equation doesn't match. And in today's episode, we will explore that particular thought. Okay. So let's go and start talking about, with all these amazing productivity techniques, where will I go?
Your afternoon caffeine with Dailysh Pod is here. A creative podcast to refuel your day. Presenting your host, Suyog, also known as the Fun Indian Guy.
So I did try to use a couple of them once in a while. I did try to use some inspiration from that technique and use it. And I think even watching these videos again and again from these creators passively also impact me. So my natural decisions and my natural selection in my day-to-day life is sometimes influenced by these good techniques. And it does help me build stuff. But more and more I watch them, I feel very disconnected because I'm actually not able to pick that particular technique and apply it in my life, because these guys keep telling me new techniques every now and then. And that's again the dilemma of choices, and the dilemma of really what should I do, what works for me, how do I select, and all these methods are there, and these people are apparently they are making it and they are doing some good stuff because of them. But when I do it doesn't work. I don't know how to effectively do it. Those are some of the mental doubts and questions keep coming back to me. And in that particular situation, what has worked for me is this thing. And that's a disclaimer for one more productivity technique from this particular episode. Just like seasons, how seasons change every year, right? We need change, and the change is always good. The change in environment, change in work style, change in lifestyle, the constant change keeps everything very interesting. And change also excites you because you are driven by the new excitement of the newness, and then you are just happy to work on it and happy to do that particular thing. So when I was going through the techniques, I was like, how can we bring the change? Because as we have library of techniques, there is a possibility of change. What I started to do is I used to pick the method which was more convincing for me in that particular context, in that particular time period of my life. I used to pick it. I used to test it a little, see if I'm able to follow it end to end. If not, then what are some of the changes I would like to do it? I used to write it down in my journal, and then I used to follow it for some time. And it used to work very good. In the beginning, every technique was working on point, and I could do multiple things because of it, and I could build stuff, which was a good feeling. But later on, the newness of the activity or the newness of the technique, it starts to fade away. And that is the moment where you change. So I used to basically, when I used to get done with that activity for some time and some days and some weeks, I used to change to the new activity and do the work from that style for some time. And once that was getting over, I used to switch to the next activity, because we have multiple techniques available for us for similar tasks as well. So why not use them one after another? And then once you get bored with that, then you are like, maybe I should do the first technique which I used to do 6 months ago again, because that was very interesting. And there are also times where I just don't want to follow a technique. I just want to be myself, do whatever I want to do, just get things done with my own style. That also happens. So with all the productivity techniques, if we ask where will I go, you will go places for sure, but we have to use it in a nice manner. I treat them as a library and I pick from them every now and then, just like books. If this book is over, you go to next book. Just like seasons, the things change. I change the technique. Sometimes I want to refer to the book again. I just go back to the book, and that's what I've been doing, and it has been working out for me. And don't stick to one thing, because sticking to one thing is not cool. We have so many things to explore. Do what works for you and keep changing, because then it keeps working. Basically, that's all, guys. I would like if you would go ahead and share this one episode with your friend who you want to get better at work style, and you want him to think about, or you want her to think about these new things in their head. The ideal people would be the people who are always talking about Pomodoro technique, this technique, that word, productivity method, meditation, all those things. These are kind of the keywords for these people. Wow. I'm talking about people in keywords. Not a great way to do it, and not a great path in general, but you get the point. Do that. And if you do that, it will be very, very nice to have more people in this amazing family of Daily Pod and the Fun Indian Guy YouTube channel. With that said, guys, thank you for staying till the end. Thank you for listening and watching this episode. Means super duper a lot, and I shall catch you in the next one.
If you like what we do, then make sure to follow Dailyish Pod wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as on Instagram. For more visual experience, do subscribe to the Fun Indian Guy YouTube channel. Until next time, have fun.